Alright, what is up everybody? We are back with more of Geneforge 2 Infestation. Let's go ahead and continue here. The woods here are thick and green, and you can see here a river to the west. Huge gray spires of stone loom above you on all sides, not the result of any awesome shaper magic, just an interesting detail of scenery. You are following a trail of wagon ruts running east to west. People have been traveling out here, carrying a lot of supplies and goods, probably human based on the tracks. Okay, well, just out of my own curiosity, I am going to explore the area first. I found a roamer spawner like immediately. Well, there is a roamer here, but I was talking about the spawner. This remote home is large and ominous. There are skulls and posts everywhere. Not human, though. They come from misshapen, fanged creatures. There is nobody here. It is eerily quiet. Occasionally you feel very warm. Other times your skin unexpectedly begins to itch. You sense a presence in the air, faint and magical. To the west, you see a large barricade. It stretches all the way across the path, blocking the way. Human warriors behind it, alert and with weapons drawn. The people look strange. Something about their facial features. They aren't from around here, and they aren't from anywhere you've ever been. To tell more, you'll have to get closer. Of more immediate importance, the guards are defending against rogue creations. The ground is torn up, and reptilian tracks approach the gate from multiple directions. They have been assaulting this outpost continuously. When you get closer, one of the warriors shouts, "A visitor? Watch out behind you! There are monsters!" You have to get closer to speak with them. Okay, well, I think I took care of the monsters that were your main problem for you. The side path has been blocked by shaper mines. They glitter and pulse when you get close, detecting you as an appropriate target. To disarm them, you will have to move quickly. The closer mines are smaller, the specimens farther in are quite large. Okay, I guess that's one path into the area. Let's go ahead and talk to them, see what they say. When you get close to the barricade, the guards on the other side inspect you. You don't seem to concern them. However, they are watching carefully for the approach of rogues. Their leader shouts, "Beware, visitor, there are monsters coming. We have to keep them out." "Who are you?" "We are a Sholai exploratory force. We mean you no harm." That was not terribly helpful. "You are being attacked?" "Yes, fiery monsters. Rogues, the locals call them. You should be careful when you are on that side of the barrier. Let me in." "We can't. I am sorry." His regret seems genuine. "Our orders are to leave the barrier up. If the rogues flood in, our camp is lost. At least we can't let you in without your help. You look like a shaper." "What is making the rogues?" "We don't know. They come from that way." He points to the northeast. "What do you want from me?" "You are a shaper, aren't you? You look like one. You're an expert on rogues, right? Can you get the monsters to stop attacking us?" "It would help a lot. Thanks." The Sholai hunker down behind their barrier. Sometimes they peer out hoping to see you do something spectacular. Technically, I already did that, so. You enter the camp. One guard says, "Welcome, Shaper, to the camp of the Sholai. We have met your people before, and we wish peace with you." The Sholai around you have strange foreign features. They are clearly from far away, yet they are happily reassured by your presence. The guard says, our leader is Scout Ilyusha. You can find him in the northern building. I'm sure he is happy to be speaking with you. You try to talk to the Sholai guards only to find that they don't speak your tongue. One of them points out the northern building and says, go, Scout Ilyusha, go. There are several survivors in the Sholai camp. Most of them are working, moving supplies, chopping wood, earning pay from the Sholai. This one is different. He is short, muscular, and old for a survival. He sits and stares at the fire. The other survivors avoid him. When you get close, he looks up at you and shakes his head. Shapers. Always shapers. I'm Rook. Rook the Inudao. I mean nobody any harm. Leave me be. You call yourself Inudao? No, you call me Inudao. It is all I am, all I can ever be. He stirs the ashes of the fire with a stick. It means I don't work well. I'm not useful. Not to Shapers, not to other survivals. I can't work well. What happens to the Inudao survivals? The Shapers put us in camps, give us enough to live and forget about it. The free survivals shun us. I just sit here. I think I amuse the Sholai. Why are you Inudao? I don't know. When I have a job, I forget it. I can't work. When I work, I can't think. The Shaper told me once it was a flaw in my design. Nothing to be done. Are there other Inuyao survivals in these mountains? Of course. Some survivals always turn out that way. Some survivals are nice and feed them. I think the takers just kill them. I don't know. Usually my kind just goes out in the woods and tries to live. A few get angry. Rook of the Inuyao sits and stares into fire. Occasionally some of the other survivals look at him and whisper to each other. They don't seem to dislike Rook. His existence simply confuses them. Where did you come from? I was on Susia Island. That is where I met Sholai. When they fled the island, they took me along. I had a different path there. What did you do there? I was a bandit. I did it because it was a thing I could do. You were a bandit? He shrugs. It kept me fed and made me feel strong instead of useless. It was almost like hope. I can't do it anymore. I'm getting old and I don't want to be hated. What happened to Susia Island? It burned. He doesn't want to elaborate. Tell me about this camp. You should talk to the Sholai. What do you do for the Sholai? The other survivals, ones not in they work. Me, I think I just amuse them. When I get tired of being amusing, I'll stand up and walk out into the woods. What are the Sholai doing here? I don't understand them, what they want. They don't talk about their plans when survivals are near. Back on Susia Island, a lot of them try to master Shaper arts, earn the rage of your people. If they try again, they'll keep it a secret. Okay. There is a human warrior sitting at this table, eating from a big bowl of spiced orange paste. He's a young man with unkempt hair, a long blade, and a jaunty air. When you enter, he rises and gives you a deep bow with a flourish of his helmet. Welcome, Honor Shaper. I am Scout Ilyusha, and I am welcoming you to our humble little camp. His owl speech has the same unfamiliar accent as the guards outside. Greetings, I am Shaper Eve. All know of the glory and skill of the Shaper. Again, I am honored. I am of a Sholai exploratory force here for peace and knowledge. Now we are under attack, and we are glad those who hunt did not harm you. Who are the Sholai? A people. A large nation. We live over west of what you call the Western Sea. We are boat people, going everywhere for trade and to learn. That is why we are in this camp now. Trading, knowledge, peace. Who has been attacking you? Rogue creations, few of them, but a steady trickle. Burning our walls and stopping our sleep. A constant attack from the northeast. Please do not worry, you are not blamed. I needing help. I found the maker of attackers and saved... If you found the maker of attackers and saved us, we would be so grateful. Where are these rogues from? That comes from the pass to the northeast, but I know that is not the question. What one who can do shaping is sending them, we do not know. We do know the politics in these mountains complex. Why haven't you searched the woods? We tried this earlier. When we went up the path, it was like disrupting the nest of ants. More attack than I fear losing our rare troops. Defense was wiser. Why do you ask for my help? You are a shaper, yes, and robes are made, yes. So forbidden. I thought you would be angered by the breaking of so many of your laws. The Shalai have learned quite a bit about shaper ways. You sit with Scout Uyesha. He provides strong tea and a spicy yam stew. He is cheery and friendly, but his eyes are ever alert. He knows that the Shapers are very dangerous, and he is an intruder. Yet there is much he wants, and he can pay. A spawner was making the robes that attacked you. I destroyed it. You describe the beast of who made the creation. Scout Uyesha listens with fascination and horror. Though you do know a certain lack of surprise, your insight tells you the Shalai know more about your ways than they let on. I am so most grateful. You did a good act, and perhaps I am curious. Any signs of who made it, who hated us so much? I found no hints of who created it. I asked for curiosity. It is no matter, I think. Thank you, Honor Shaper Eve. Who are the Sholai? His constant cheery smile is starting to become unnerving. We are a whole people, a whole land and culture, far from you. Traders, learners, students of language. We love people and we love finding more of them. Where are you from? Our lands and islands are across the Western Sea. I not be more specific of where our homes are right now. We guard that secret. We do not want invaders to find their ways back to us. How did you come to our lands? We are a people of mighty ships, and our journey here was a very long one. I can understand your confusion about the seas. Shaper tools are made of living things, and a living beast that can carry you safely across such an ocean is a thing you have not yet made. Why are you in these mountains? Ah, that is quite a tale. The story of being here by us. I have a captain elsewhere. He is strict about what I say. Perhaps if you meet him, one day he finishes his story. I but say that we sailed your coast not far from these mountains. We capsized. Now we struggle to make what we need to get home. A desperate mission you can help with. Maybe for profit. What is the purpose of this camp? Many missions. Trade, scavenge, learning more of the peoples in these mountains. We want most to learn. We draw other fellows to us, as you see. Some odd ones camp with us, and an unusual neighbor who we do not know well. What are you trying to learn? There is so much to learn. Your tongues, your history. You have such unique talents and crafts. We just must be careful to avoid certain things. What are you trying to avoid? You Shapers guard your secrets closely. This is known. We want to avoid angering you very much. Being perceptive, we know we do not want your rage. Who is camped with you? Some of your survivals have come to us. Well, not your survivals, free survivals along with some common humans. Those from Awaken and Rising Valleys who we pay for work and who like being near us for reasons of their own. An unusual neighbor? She is a woman. We came, we got a glimpse of her. She entered a grove to the north. Then, in speed and silence, a large house appears. She is a quiet neighbor. She does not bother us, and we keep our distance. The grove there smells of magic. What is your goal for being here? I am eager to say, we Shalai are traders, and we are tired, and stranded, and in need of help. We are at entrance of Crystal Mine unclaimed by any near here. There are things we need in there, but there is an enemy. Unwholesome beast, unwelcome to all. If it was removed, we are paying a bounty. We have no such power, but you are Shaper. Where is the Crystal Mine? He points to the south. We are camped only just outside. Happily, creatures inside fear light and sky. They stay inside. What exactly are you trying to obtain? When we capsized, we lost our navigational objects. Little special Sholai machines that help us steer by the stars. We can remake them, but we need crystals. Purest crystals. We can dig them out in there once the pests are gone. Can't find crystals anywhere else? It would take some time in a mine, and so we need an unclaimed mine. A mine where the Awakened or Barzites won't be angry at us for poaching. Town of Rising, 2 West, tolerates us mining here. Perhaps they think we will clear a beast, or they hope we are a meal. What is your enemy in the mine? They are things, creatures, in shadows, dark ghosts. When we enter, there are whispers, very upsetting to simple explorers like us. Who should I talk to? He thinks about this. No certain advice for you, just a hunch. Perhaps magic draws magic to it. Perhaps linked magics are related. Is there ever luck in magic? The whisperings we hear, they are also around home and grove to north, with the lone woman. Maybe talk to her before exploring the cave, if she can talk at all. Where are the other Sholai? Scout Uyesha is silent. He isn't sure how much to trust you. We are alone in a strange and dangerous land. I don't want to lead you to our main base until I'm sure you can be trusted. You can earn our trust. We should talk about our mine. Ooh, that was way too much. That might actually be a section for a reward, though, if we complete his quest, though. There is a common woman working in the back of the Sholai camp near a large cave entry. She is middle-aged and wears a long robe with elegant trim of a local style. When you approach, she looks up at you. I greet you, Shaper. I am Intensar, a Tarabi mage and loyal servant here on business for my clan. Welcome. Her accent is normal. She is a local. You are of the Tarabi? Indeed. We are one of the old common cultures, a clan of magical craftsfolk. Useful servants of the Shapers. I'm sure you've never heard of us before you came here. This is correct. Before the Shapers conquered the known world, the Commons had many of their own cultures, some centered around magic. These were replaced by the overall Shaper culture, though a few common cultures that had value to Shapers were allowed to exist in a minor form. What is your craft? We are masters of crystal magic, using crystals to direct, control, and magnify flows of power. We still do this, of course, but in a way that follows Shaper law. Can you do magic? Me? No, I work the stone, I enable the magic, you might say. Other Tarabi work magic through the stones, with Shaper permission, of course. How are you valuable to the Shapers? Most Shaper research is powered using crystals, to store magic, to direct it. Many of your techniques were developed by us, and we are honored to install the stones in many of your best facilities. Can you make any useful crystals for me? Ah, I assume you mean battle stones. Little rocks infused with power for destruction. Some Tarabi make those. Not me, I work on a larger scale. Intensar continues to kneel by the crystal, extracting long shards of stone with skill strikes of the chisel. Excuse me for working, Shaper. The Sholai pay well for this aid, and my clan has losses to overcome. You said you came on the business of your clan. Yes, for my clan, and business is correct. She does some slivers of crystal off of her dress with her hands. The Tarabi is no longer one enormous clan. We are many small families. My family has a business, and I work for it. That's why I'm in these miserable mountains. Tell me about the family business. We carve crystals for Shaper research. Stone cutters we are. Carving stone for the Shapers is far less glorious than what we did once, but there is a consolation. What is your consolation? The Shapers pay well for our work, and they pay on time. That is no small thing. What makes these mountains so miserable? They are a place of failure. Generations of Shaper experiments, none of them successful. My family has invested money to be established here many times, only for the Shapers to fail and depart. Shaper Zachariah invited me here a year ago, offering a chance to recoup many losses. Tell me about Shaper Zachariah. I know little. When I arrived, he was tired and distracted. He'd forgot he'd even call for me. I had to wander off on my own to find a way to make back the expenses of moving here. That's how I wound up in this camp. What brings you to these mountains? I came to seek employment with Shaper Zachariah. It seemed a good opportunity. It fell through. Now I work for the Sholai to earn my keep, but I have found another opportunity. I want to find something. What are you looking for? A crystal cone. That sounds familiar. Stoneworking is not your area of expertise, but this rare shape of crystal is suitably flawless. Can be very useful for directing lots of power to a point. Very, very expensive. Mines to the south are new and barely explored, and the Sholai don't know what sorts of stone to look for. I would really like to get a crystal cone, but the mines are dangerous. How do you plan to get the crystal cone? I don't. It is dangerous, and I am no warrior. I need someone to go in and find it for me. Dangerous? Yes. A waste of time to a mighty Shaper? Perhaps. However, there is profit here. Where is the cone? If there is a cone, it is inside the mine. She points at the cave entrance to the south. Let me tell you what to look for. She spends several minutes giving you extremely detailed instructions for how to recognize a proper cone and how to extract it without damage. What is defending the cone? The ambi magic of the cave has drawn shades. That is not uncommon. But also, I think there is more. She nervously picks at the elaborate trim of her dress. The Sholai have been disturbed of late. So have I. We hear whispers. We have odd dreams. Some think this is caused by the mysterious woman who moved into the northern glade recently. You disagree? Yes, this is my area of expertise. Remember, my family has studied crystals for generations. It is something in the cave. What will you do with the cone when you have it? It will have to be transported to a specific buyer. Great profit can be had. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Anything else I should know about the cone? I can only stress the rarity and value of such a stone. Many would pay very well for it. It would be best to find it quickly. Okay, cool. Okay, so go back to Shandoka here. This building looks like a shop. Piles of goods and equipment are stacked outside. All the items are Shaper equipment. A lot of it is rusty and dented, probably scavenged from the many ruined Shaper outposts in these mountains. Whoever is inside has a powerful fascination with gathering the goods of your sect. Might make for an interesting conversation. The shop is run by a human woman. Oh, I remember her in the first game. Eula, yeah. She is a bit over 30 years old and wears a clean, tidy dress with a thick leather apron. She has the facial features of the Sholai. Her shop is crowded with piles of scavenged, shapen equipment. You immediately recognize her as a Sholai, but with a strong entrepreneurial spirit. It is always an honor to meet a new Shaper. I have learned so much from you. Your crafts are amazing. I am Eula, scavenger and trader. Where are you from? I am from the land of the Sholai, far over the sea. This is my second visit to your Shaper lands. Her accent is odd, and she has grown competent with your speech. Tell me about the Sholai. We are sea people. We wander and explore and trade and learn. We have visited many cultures. The Shaper land is truly the most interesting and strange. She waves at her shop. You fascinate. You have been in our lands before? This is the second time. Before, I scavenged from a place called Susia Island. How did you learn our language? It was during my first visit to your island called Susia. But survivals there are many of your writings. I wanted to trade with you and learn your craft, so I learned your talk and taught it to others. Tell me about your tongue. She laughs. Would rather not, at least not now. It's a pleasure to not have a talk barrier. One day, when Sholai have full relations with Shapers, we can have schools of speech. Tell me about Susia Island. She shakes her head. Was a sad place, forgotten island of workshops full of free survivals. Was first place Sholai came to. Was a difficult time. Shapers brought fire to there, but I had fled by then. So many treasures there, all lost. So I joined a new explorer fleet and returned and ended up here. What treasures did you find? She sighs. I got a sample, a vial of goo, a portion of an incredibly powerful Shaper weapon. It vanished. I think it was stolen by someone who came to these mountains. I have no proof, though. Treasure beyond cost, and I lost it. It vanished. I'd rather not talk about it. I'll find a new treasure. Eula constantly shows off bits of old Shaper equipment as you wander her shop. She constantly asks about what this is for or how that might be repaired, though it is clear that she has learned an awful lot already. This is an unusual shop. Yes, it is a shrine to your people and your works. You should be flattered, I think. We study your work with great care and interest, but we don't want to offend. Why do you collect our equipment? Tools fascinated me. They always have. Examining and exploring and mastering them is my job when I join an exploratory force, like the one in which I am. Shapers, you will not be surprised, are more fascinating than most peoples we meet. Also, I am allowed to bring some spoils home with me. When I return to Sholai lands, I hope the trinkets I bring back can make me into a wealthy woman. Where do you get this gear? We find it. In your lands, we Sholai have been drawn to places abandoned by your people. I get your gear by picking through your abandoned junk. I do not steal, in case you were afraid. You don't want to offend us? She looks at the door, then she is silent for a time. Finally, she says, the Shapers guard their secrets. They get angry when outsiders play with them. That is why poor Susia Island was burned. I do not want your anger. That is why I am nervous about talking of my special project. Special project? These mountains have seen many Shaper projects, many experiments. There is one that happened. Secret, but not so secret the notes were all hid. I learned of it. I want to learn more. I must be careful, though, because you abandoned it. There is true profit in it, I think, but it will be a hunt. Would you like to be involved? I am interested. Then I will tell you. When you are ready, ask of my project. While we shall try to find a way to go home, it may be a profitable adventure. I would like to trade with you. Of course, you are on a mission, I think, and things I have found can be of use to you. Of course, I'm also looking for new bits of your goods to examine. Your wares. Eula has been relentlessly collecting abandoned Shaper equipment. She will sell some or duplicate specimens to you. Sell something. I don't need any equipment. And how else can I help? What is this mysterious project you are engaged in? Eula takes a deep breath. It involves a sort of device the Shapers invented. We've all come to call them canisters. You have probably found them in your journeys here. He is definitely referring to those glowing green cylinders you first encountered in Freegate. How did you learn of them? There were many of them on Susia Island. Our leader at the time, Trajkov, used many of them. Your magic made him very powerful, also drove him mad. He is dead now. What do you want to know about them? There is some question of who created them, how they are made. The Shapers do not approve of them, but it might be possible to make them again. I will never make them myself, but the knowledge of how to make them could be very valuable. What do you want from me? I want nothing illegal, only a location. I think that one of the places where these canisters were made is in these mountains. I have been in contact with a man named Sage Markov. To you, a common human, I asked him about certain rumors. I want you to visit him. Ask him if he has the information I need. Where is Sage Markov? I met him in Dry Peak. He worked for Shaper Zachary. He is probably still there. What do you want me to learn? He debates how much to tell you. Tell him Eula sent you. Wants to know if he found anything. If he has learned things, bring it back to me. This stuff. Wow, they're picking that lock way too much. Living tools to use. Let's go ahead and talk to this home. Go in this home right here. The chambers under the empty house are blistering hot. Sweat pours down your face and it hurts to breathe. You see a large cave ahead, lit by faintly glowing molten rock. Misshapen statues ring the cavern. A lone woman stands in the middle of the cave. She is small and wears an elegant dress. The heat doesn't bother her at all. When she moves, it is with a strange, jerky motion. Human-like, but not human. You approach the young woman from behind. She is thin and lovely, wearing a beautiful dress with lacy trim. The blazing heat does not affect her in the slightest. She is marred by not even a single drop of sweat. She turns to face you. Her smile is radiant and her eyes are warm, and yet all of your shaper senses are given warning. She has great power, though. For the moment, she is friendly. She says in a soft, lilting voice that cuts clearly through the air, "Welcome, Shaper Eve. You may call me Emissary. I will answer your main question now, to avoid a lot of time wasting. I'm freshly arrived from the Infernal Realms." "What are you?" "I am an Inferno, silly." She giggles. "A powerful one, as you might imagine. I've come to the specific region for a short time for specific reasons. Excuse the heat of my home. I thought it would indulge in comfort while I am here." "What dark purpose brings you here?" "Dark purpose? Oh, you poor, distrusting mortal. I come to do you a great favor. I can help both your council and myself. That's why I chose to let you find me. Shaper law forbids me from dealing with infernals." "Oh, yes, and Shaper law has so much influence in these mountains. We are all so concerned." She laughs. "At least hear what I have to say. I think even you will find it agreeable." "You say you're harmless, but you would always say that, wouldn't you?" She gives her foot a little irritated stomp. "Such bigotry. After you intruded into my home. But fine. I swear I will not attack, not unless you strike me first. Satisfied? Now maybe we can discuss an offer you may find intriguing." "You look like a normal human." "Yes, when we Infernals leave our home of possibilities to enter this harsh, limited world, we must select a fixed form. Being in your world for long periods of time is actually very uncomfortable for us. But do you sympathize?" "No, you do not." "I want to know more about the Infernals." "I am happy to educate you. So many of your kind hate us mindlessly. We are our own beings. We live almost forever. Of us are private beings. We have an existence very different from yours. What is your purpose here now?" "That is a separate discussion, one I am eager to have with you. I came with a specific mission. When it is done, I will happily return to the infinite pleasures of home." "Why do Infernals come to our world?" "We visit you from our own realm only for specific purposes. Often we are bound by you against our will. Other times we come here for entertainment. For example, in this form, I can eat what you call food. Such simple pleasures provide variety in our long existences." "What is the realm of the Infernals like?" "It is larger. Here you can travel the 4 cardinal directions plus up and down. It's a powerful restriction. In the infernal realm, we travel and build in so many other ways. It improves our perceptions in a way unavailable to you. How does this improve your perception? When you move physically in so many directions, you move mentally in a similar way. Here, your physical limitations lead to unfortunate mental limitations. We call them laws. You call them laws. And morality. We infernals move far enough and fast enough to easily maneuver around such limits. Why does your kind serve us? Because you trap our weaker, slower members and compel them with force. Or sometimes some of us are weak and greedy enough to want things from beings like you. A sad affair. Then, in rare cases, one of us may have a good reason to deal fairly with you. Dealing with you is forbidden to Shapers. Then don't think of it as a deal. You hate and hunt infernals, yes? I will help. Then if I happen to forget a reward behind me, you are allowed to pick it up. Emissary walks around and loops around the stone island as she talks to you, drifting her hand through the searing air above the lava. She hums happily, her dress stays fresh and billowy, and her skin stays cool and dry. Exactly why are you in our land? This time and place, I am here as a hunter. Powerful magic has drawn infernals to these mountains. Too many, it draws attention, disrupts the realm. Calming is needed. So I have come for them, and I can enlist hunters in the battle. You want to fight other infernals? No, I want you to do it for me. Infernals only fight others of our kind when absolutely necessary. Otherwise, the grudges build up over millennia, and our realms become unmanageable. What do you want from me? I want you to capture the spirits of infernals in these mountains. Don't just disrupt them so that they are free to reform elsewhere. Capture them and bring them to me. I will reward you well. If it would remove infernals from our world, I can aid you. She nods. It will make your world safer, and I will make sure it benefits you as well. First, you will need this. She gives you a short, slender rod of obsidian carved with runes. When you meet the infernals I direct you to, confront them with the proper procedure, then defeat them. Their spirits will be temporarily held in the rod, and in time I will drag them home. What is a proper procedure? Simply confront them with the rod, boldly. It will begin as pull on their spirit. When you have weakened them enough with beating, they will surrender to the rod. Any extra risk I should know about? Ah, perhaps. Infernals hate being imprisoned in such a way. When confronted with the rod, they will fight with great desperation. You may find the battle more difficult than you would if you only threatened the infernal with temporary dispersal. Who was the first infernal to remove? It is very close to us. It calls itself, she sighs, the aspect of chaos. Approach it and display the rod, then batter it, by whatever method you choose, until it disperses. Aspect of chaos? That is the name it chose. So embarrassing. Our true names cannot be properly said in this limited realm. So we choose new titles here. Some of us are trying too hard. Where is this infernal? It lurks within the mine to the south. I think it will be easy to find. Infernals here tend to be drawn to shaper machinery. If defeating them with simple battle is difficult, you might find ways to disperse them with trickery. Okay, interesting. I might look that up to see how I can defeat it with trickery then. Especially if it might be a tough fight. In the meantime, let's go to talk to Sage Markov, because I do know where he is. Eula sent me to you. He gives you a wary look. Really? So you have been in the high mountains, seen the forest, the Shalai. You know a lot of secrets. So tell me, what did Eula want? He wants to know where canisters are made. He laughs. So you really did meet her, and she trusts you? Then I will too. Whatever his skills, Markov would make a terrible spy. I think I found the location of the factory in Shaper Zachariah's library. Took a long time to decipher it, but I did it. Go on. Eula already knows. She was right. It was in the place where she thought, the rune stone. Take that information back to her. Wish I could tell you more, but it's a start. Any other way you can help me? Not yet. You're helping us, so I'll help you if I can. Give me a little time to figure something out. Okay, let's head back over to Eula then. Research Hall, Clockwork Maze. I wonder if I'm strong enough to take on that crystal mine now, too. I don't know yet. Just because I want to see all the loot I can. I spoke with Sage Markov. You tell her what he said. I was right. The place where I thought. Marked by a rune stone. Very interesting. I confess, Shaper, I did not think anything would come of this, but it has. We don't have profit yet, but I think we can have great results together. To show you I'm worth working with, you should take this. He gives you a pouch of coins. What was Sage Markov helping you find? As I said before, a place where canisters were made. Sure to be long abandoned by now, but I may have secrets or tools worth selling. I have invested in you. I will share earnings if you find something good. Markov looked through Zachariah's notes. He found where the workshop is. I would send you there. Where is the workshop? She thinks on this, wondering whether to share her secrets. I can't be here long. I must be decisive. I think I can trust you, so I will. I found notes full of suggestions. Markov confirmed them. The canister workshop is hidden in the swamps of Awakened Land. Entrance is in a cliff face. There is a tall rune stone right by the entrance. I ask you to go there. How can I tell when I am close to the workshop? Apart from the runestone, I have no idea. I know you are a shaper. You know your ways. Maybe you can find a way to see a thing long hidden. It would help to find a swamp within Awakened Lands. What do you want me to find? Just the workshop. See if it is there. See if it is intact. If you can find notes or equipment, bring them back to me. For now, though, we need to find and inspect the place to learn how to proceed. Okay. Bandit Marsh. There is another broad expanse of soggy, miserable swamp. At least you're almost to the end of it. See trees to the west. Farther in, mountains rise above the woods, leading to the tallest peaks in the northwest. In the middle of this misty expanse of camp, you can barely make out a campfire. You think you can see the figures of survivors around it. You aren't sure what faction they belong to or how they might greet you. Come on, I just want to... Okay. I can definitely take him on.
Oh!
Well, two can play that game. Good. Oh, dang it, I can't... The survivors squatting in the stretch of land are bandits. One of them gets a good look at you. He realizes with alarm that you're a Shaper. He shouts to his fellow raiders to cease their attacks. The bandits have a brief, whispered conversation. Finally, their leader shouts, Shaper, these lands are for Hive Visedra. Invaders who come here die. Normally, you pay ransom, you walk out safe. Pay 100 coins, and we back off and you not die. Hive Visedra. Leader of the Mighty Three, the Triad, her and Korn and Echo Blade, they mastered this land. Takers, Barzites, Awakened, they have no place here. Is ours. I will not pay off survivals. Prepare to die. The bandits really don't want to have to fight a Shaper. However, if they're forced, they'll make a solid effort. Okay. So I can definitely take them all on, though. Okay, they're not affiliated with the Takers, clearly, so I can get away with killing them, I think. Consequences. I love Airshock so much. Even though I do have the hunt, you have devastated this unwise group of brigands. It will be much safer to pass this area now. This one's tough, though. Okay. What kind of equipment did you have? Living knife. That would have been good if I had a guardian on me. Tranquil baton. Western Marsh. To the west, the ground rises up above the muck far enough to dry out. When it reaches the cliff face, there is a stone obelisk. It's at least a century old, and the runes carved into the surface are crumbled and illegible. Remembering what you learned from Eula and Sage Markov, you carefully inspect the cliff face. You scrape away some moss and find a thin crack. A bit more work reveals a rectangular break in the stone. The application of force swings out the rectangle of stone on rusty hinges, revealing a cave on the other side. You find a long gallery full of Shaper construction. It dates back at least a century. A large workshop was being built out here in the swamp with great effort and expense. Then it was abandoned. You are the first visitor here in some time. The first human visitor, anyway. Scuttlebugs have thoroughly invested the caves. Some of them have come into contact with spilled essence and the residue of past experiments. They twitch and let out odd hissing noises as they scuttle about. The core of the research hall is to the west. You note that nothing you see looks like manufacturing equipment. Here's the bar. You approach the control column for this facility. It has crumbled in the last few decades. Inside, you smell the faintest bit of rot. There was once a control creation inside, but it died long ago. Looking around, however, you can tell that canisters were never made here. The place is too old. It's the wrong equipment. There's not even a forge. It's a bit disappointing, and then things get even worse. You're poking out the control pillar shook something loose. The scuttlebugs behind you get agitated. Their hissing gets louder. Some of them start to move closer. Oh crap. Okay, dang. That was crazy. You enter the Bandit fortification. The survivors here may be wet, cold, sick, and crazy, but they know how to build a decent log wall. Some survivors were shaped to have a compulsion to build. Funny how those tendencies manifest out here in the wilds. The fort is sturdy, yes, but completely unguarded. When you approach the bandits guarding the gate ran deeper inside. They went fast. They didn't even take all their weapons and supplies. Ooh, that's also where we have to get Zion's package. Got some rollers over here. Let's dispose of them, though. Robe, I don't need that. What the heck? Freaking ghost everywhere? An icy breeze rises, chilling you through your thick clothes, and substantial forms coalesce out of the mist ahead. They walk blindly over the bones poking up out of the mire. The spirits of the dead mill about, seemingly not noticing your presence. The style of their clothes are very old. Whoever these people were, they died a long time ago. At the far end of the clearing, you see a human corpse. Frozen solid of unknown age. Its armor is of an outdated style and is surprisingly still shiny. To reach it, you will have to pass close to the ghost. Okay, so I'm pretty much guaranteed to get attacked here, aren't I? Yo, breastplate. That wasn't really worth it, but we can definitely sell some money. Sell it for money, I mean. I'm curious about getting rid of, I do want all the greens I can, honestly. So yeah, I'll probably explore everything. Let's talk to her. So I went to the old workshop Sage Markov found. Her face lights up. She leans forward, shaking with excitement. You did? You found it. What did you learn? She is not prepared for disappointment. It was a trap, and there was nothing of value there. You described the dead end and the exploding bugs. A trick. A misdirection. This is not as bad news as it could be. It means there really is something there. Finding this dead end means there is a true path somewhere. Of course, it means no such thing, but you can't bring yourself to spoil her excitement. Still, we can't do anything yet. I have no clues to follow. I know who might, though. I have another place to send you. First, I must keep proving I am a valuable ally. I have a storeroom upstairs. I will unlock it for you. Inside are useful scavenged things. This hunt for canisters, exactly what are you trying to find? Knowledge. I can never make them. I'm not sure they should be made. We must find how they were made, though. Search for knowledge is the Sholai way. I don't know where to look next. If there is a place to look, you may find it at the main Sholai camp. Where's the main Sholai camp? I am not sure. You don't know where the main Sholai camp is? No, I do not. I came with the Oyesha to here, and the other warriors went off west. I wasn't allowed to know where they are. It is a secret. How do I find the main Sholai camp? Before our quest can continue, you must be sent to them. Talk to Scout Uyesha. I can trade with you. Ah, dang it. I don't want air shock, though. Or I don't want that cancer. Heck, nabbit. Okay. Wonder if I have enough to purchase Rack Wave now. I do have a lot of money on me. On all the spells I can get. Let me go all the way back to the Loyalist encampment. Oh, and I also have that quest to battle Rogue Alphas. Oh yeah, I definitely have enough. Let's get Rack Wave. Okay, so she does have some good creations you can buy if you want to get that. Let me get this. Spray. Essence Slash. We're gonna have to get that next. Chain Lightning. Searing Spray. Next melee or missile attack, this character makes sprays poison on all near the target. Wave. Off screen, I'm also going to look up how I can beat the aspect of chaos without having to get into a big fight with it. Because yeah, you definitely don't need to fight like everything in the game. But you can. Dry Peak. Charge. Alright, and with that in mind, I'm going to make sure the game is saved right here, and I'll see you all in the next part.